Oxford from the inside. The good, the bad, but always the truth.
Hi, I'm Olviya and welcome back to Oxford from the Inside, the good, the bad, but always the truth. Today, I am joined by Nélson and Leo. Guys, do you want to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, I'll go first. So, hi, I'm Nélson, first year PPEist at Trinity, all-round Oxford club leader, whatever. We'll get cracking onto that.
And hi, I'm Leo, also a PPS. So two of us today, might be a few too many. I'm a third year at Johns.
Wonderful. Thank you for those excellent introductions. So, today's episode, we are going to be talking about volunteering in Oxford, which is quite a big part of Oxford culture, I think. Specifically, volunteering access, which I know both Nélson and Leo are a part of. So, to start off with, how do you get into volunteering? Nélson, do you want to start?
So, I applied to be president of Target Schools because it sounded like a sounded good on the CV, but I didn't get the position. But they offered me the position of vice president, so I took that, and that's how that's gone. But no, in all seriousness, coming from a background of free school meals, state school, I wanted to give back in the cliche terms and ensure that no one, no matter what barriers, institutional or otherwise, they've experienced, can come to Oxford if they have that spark, that wisdom, that passion for Oxford.
I came from a similar background, I think, similar reasons in that I sort of look at what my parents do, and I'm very inspired by sort of the generosity with which they spend their times and sort of what they've dedicated their careers to. And similarly to them, I've always wanted to spend my life doing work that helps other people, helps balance out opportunities that people have. And the university and going to university just in general is it's sort of a gatekeeper to opportunities you get later in your life. So that was why sort of I've done the particular volunteering things that I've spent sort of the past couple of months working on.
Oh, that sounds really good. So what is it that you do with OxPath, Leo? Tell me about it.
So we set up about 7 months ago. And some friends asked me if I wanted to get involved and help setting it up, sustaining it, taking it to the next level, and just building it into something that had a real sort of beneficial effect, and not just for sort of a year, but something that could put down roots in Oxford to help tackle access. Because although there's been a lot of improvement in particularly the past couple of years, I think there's still a long way to go. So what we do, there's quite a lot of access initiatives run by different people around Oxford, which is good to see. It's lovely to see so many people both getting involved to volunteer and to actually sort of do the admin side. We're a bit different in that we do on-demand sessions, so you can get a session sort of the next day to speak to someone at Oxford, a student from your course, on a one-off basis, and you can go back and you can speak to all kinds of people. And it helps people understand that Oxford is something achievable to them. People tell us that it makes them much more confident in their application, and we basically help them improve their application, help them refine their interview technique or something like that, and ultimately help them get a place. This is the first year that we've run, and we were really proud of what we were able to achieve. We got so many people signed up. I think across Oxford as a whole, about 18% of people, 18% of applicants get an offer. And for us, we did about 400 sessions. We managed to get up to 57%. So I think we had a really good effect, at least in our first year. It's been a great journey to have been on so far.
No, that sounds absolutely amazing. Well done. That's really, really impressive statistics for like a first time round. So how many people currently involved in OxPath, do you think?
We've got a team of about 10, and they're split into 3 main sections, and sort of the other stuff like tech and the social media. But the main things we do are engaging with mentors, sort of getting more people to sign up and making it quite a rewarding experience as well. And we're designing more ways to help people sort of help. The main body of what we do, the sessions are all automated, and that gives us the time freed up to do other stuff. So we're designing workshops, working with schools from across the country. So we've got some people working on that. We've got some people sort of building those networks with schools. And the other thing that we're doing is building subject resources. So we're taking, maybe we've got about 20 people that do English or something, and we're working with these 20 people to design sort of a really concise sheet of advice that we can give to everyone that's applying for English or the other subjects. So that's what the team is doing. And then beyond that, we've got over 300, I think we just got to 325 mentors signed up. So that's signed up since, I think, September. And they're people that are really making a difference. They're the people on the ground that sort of, without them, it wouldn't work at all. As I mentioned, the main system is automated, so we're sort of superfluous. It's really the people that are turning up on the other end of the video call to speak to these applicants that are really making it work. And we've got about a few hundred of them, which is really wonderful to see so many people making that step to get involved.
Yeah, definitely. It's like the students are really what's making it all work together. Like the mentors are the people. Well, so Nélson, target schools, what does it do? What's your aim?
Yeah, so we're the access bit of the Oxford SU, and in any normal year we would have been running shadowing days where it's about 200 year 12 pupils from across the UK come down to Oxford and just, as the name suggests, shadow an undergrad. And it's mainly to allow them to see what Oxford is like from the inside and actually what Oxford is beyond the stereotypes and beyond the myths. But obviously, we can't do that in a pandemic age. So we have moved on to virtual shadowing days. And so what's happening now is we are running these virtual shadowing days for different subjects, and we get volunteers in, undergrads from Oxford, and we get loads of students from schools that we are now reaching out to more and more. And we just match them and have breakout rooms and discuss the subject and help show them that Oxford is for someone like them. It is for the free school meals, the state school, the young carer, the looked after. Oxford has these stereotypes, these myths, but we are working to help break it down in such a way that after the shadowing days, we invite them on to our OxBuddy messaging platform service, where basically sixth formers are matched up with Oxford students. And we just want to create this dialogue, this community of people who wouldn't have chosen Oxford as a university, wouldn't have chosen higher education as a path if it weren't for our intervention. And that's where we need more and more undergrads. In a week, we've had about 70 sign up, but we ideally want so much more.
Yeah, definitely. I think one of like the biggest challenges facing a lot of these volunteer schemes is COVID. Definitely. I think COVID's put up a lot of people off volunteering. How would you say that COVID's affected your experiences of volunteering?
Well, all my volunteering is now virtual, and it has helped in that I can volunteer for more and more things. Some people say too many things, but just it's easier because, especially when it comes to something like shadowing days, because as someone acutely involved in the interview process and helping out in interviews, allowing them to take place virtually means that some of those barriers can be broken down, because not everyone can afford to come down to Oxford to look around or to experience it. And even though there is some financial support, it's some people just don't have that ability to readily take time out of school, of their day, of their week, and come down to Oxford. So by doing it virtually, it has helped out in that regard.
I think it's quite ambiguous, really, because on the one hand, everything's online, you can reach so many more people. But on the other, there are lots of drawbacks to doing things over Zoom. What you tend to do is more superficial stuff. You can reach lots of people, but you have less opportunity to really spend time actually sort of developing someone in quite a big way. So what we were planning to do all along was to do workshops with schools, and we were going to go down to schools, sort of wherever they are, with mentors. So we've got mentors dotted about the country. And we're going to go into schools and run a session with these schools with subjects, to help them work on subjects, help them work on the area they particularly need, sort of the subjects that these students are applying for. And we would be able to do something that's much more tailored to their interests and what they need. And COVID has prevented us from doing that. But it's also given us an opportunity that when you're at a time like this, you should really be looking for where you do have opportunities. And it's given us the opportunity to spread to so many more people. We can get so many more people involved. It's probably easier to do something like this online than it would be to do in person. So although it's hard in that we can't really do more sophisticated things, and it's maybe difficult to have more of a long-lasting effect, we can really spread, and we can still do quite a lot. There's still quite a lot of opportunity to do things online.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's very hard to kind of gauge, because personally, as a fresher, my entire experience of Oxford has been all online. So everything I've done has been judged by the way it's all been online. And I think I can't really give a very good overview of what's like in person, because we've never really had that experience in person. So I'm quite looking forward to going back to in person. Also, one thing I'm very curious about with access stuff, seems to me like, especially with admissions and access, is a lot of things happen during like Michaelmas term and like Trinity term. Hilary term is often like the off season. So how do people volunteer during the off season? What's the best way to get the most out of it?
Yeah, no, that's definitely the case. We had so many people going on to oxpath.co.uk to request a session or to sign up to be a mentor when these applications are happening. And then you get to Hilary, there are no applications, no one's really thinking about it. But what you have a chance to do there is to sort of set up these relationships with schools, and help people aspire, by sort of working with them on a continuous basis to really get people considering Oxford. And by doing these workshops, by going into schools and speaking to students, I think you can still make them think about Oxford. You can make them consider it. And I think it's better to do that sooner rather than later. That's a real thing that we should be focusing on in terms of tackling access in Hilary right at the start of the calendar year. It's making people think about Oxford rather than sort of specifically you can improve this paragraph in your personal statement or something. We can make people consider Oxford just in general when they might not have considered it before.
Yeah, that's definitely a good workaround. What about you, Nélson?
Well, our shadowing days are running as normal, and we're actually picking it up this term and next term. So if people want to get involved, just visit our social medias, click through and sign up to the student mailing list, and we will be in touch, and we'll get you to do something. If you want to volunteer, don't worry, we'll make you volunteer.
Definitely. Oh, also, as a Crankstart scholar, do volunteering for you guys count towards our hours?
I believe, ?
They do for OxPath. We reached out to them quite a while ago, and pointing out that what Crankstart is trying to do and what we're trying to do is really closely linked. And they've been really wonderful to us. I think they're promoting it. They're saying that this is a great place for you to go and do some of your hours. I think you have to do it might be 25 hours.
Yeah, it's 25 hours in a year.
Yeah, I think so. The role of OxPath in helping someone meet their hours there is to sort of chip away at them. I don't think 25 hours would be quite a lot for someone to do just an OxPath. So every session is just half an hour, so you'd have to do quite a few. But what we also do is the workshops, which are going to be a lot longer, so you'll be able to get away more of your hours there.
All right, brilliant. One last question from me. Where can people find you guys? How do we apply?
Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter.
It's really easy to get involved in OxPath as well. All you have to do is go to oxpath.co.uk/join, and we all know what joining means. You can get involved. It's really a quick process to get involved. There's a 5-minute training session to sort of bring you up to speed on what we do, what we value, and the standards that we set for ourselves. But after that, you'll be added to the mailing list, and you'll get sent sessions for people just for your subject, straight to your inbox.
Brilliant. So, final words of advice for people who think about volunteering.
Use Google.
yeah, don't hesitate to get involved. There are so many existing schemes that are set up that you can get involved in. If you don't feel sort of the energy or the ideas to set up something yourself, you can still do so much important work by getting involved with something that's already running. But on the other hand, if you think you've got an idea that is unique and can add something, then the vibrancy of the volunteering community at Oxford is testament to the idea that new ideas can thrive and you can set up your own thing as well and do something that you particularly are passionate about.
No, definitely. I think Oxford gives you so many different avenues for you to kind of like pursue real interest in volunteering. And I know the workload is very busy and the schedules are very busy, but I think volunteering is such a great way to kind of like take time out for yourself and to really properly give back to the community, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, totally.
The
Totally
the other thing I would mention is the Oxford Hub is a great network for all kinds of volunteering opportunities, not just access. So if you're interested in volunteering just in general, then they're a great group to check out.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Nélson. Thank you, Leah. That was very informative. I hope everyone's enjoyed listening about volunteering, and if you're feeling inspired, go for it. But yeah, that's all from me at Oxford from the Inside. Hope you're all having a good day. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.